Dr. Patricia E. Bath was born on November 4th, 1942, in Harlem, New York City. She grew up in a world that placed limits on who was expected to imagine, who was expected to invent, and who was expected to heal. She refused those limitations. Patricia Bath became an ophthalmologist, a laser scientist, an inventor, and a humanitarian. She didn't just study vision, she questioned who had access to it. While working at Harlem Hospital, she noticed something others overlooked. Nearly half of the patients there were blind or visually impaired. Yet, at the Columbia Eye Clinic, the blindness rate was dramatically lower. That difference mattered. So she studied it. She followed the data. Her research revealed that blindness among Black patients was nearly double the rate among white patients, not because of biology, but because of barriers, lack of access to care, lack of early treatment, lack of investment. From that insight, community ophthalmology now practiced around the world. And she didn't stop at theory. She helped bring eye surgery services directly to Harlem Hospital's eye clinic, restoring sight and treating thousands of patients who had been previously overlooked. Then she built something that changed medicine itself. Dr. Bath invented the laser phaco probe, a breakthrough that transformed cataract surgery, more precise, less invasive, capable of restoring sight to millions of people worldwide, including patients once told nothing could be done. She became the first Black American woman physician to receive a United States medical patent, and she co-founded the American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness. Vision care is not a privilege, but a human right. This is futurism in practice, because vision unlocks opportunity, it unlocks independence, it unlocks dignity. And Dr. Patricia Bath reminds us of something essential. Before we can build the future, we have to be able to see it. Marie Van Brittan Brown was born on October 30th, 1922, in Manhattan, New York. She worked as a nurse, often through long, late-night shifts. Living in Queens in the 1960s, she understood something many people felt, but few designed for. When you needed help, it didn't arrive quickly. Police response times were slow, especially in her neighborhood, and for a woman alone at home, that delay could mean danger. So Marie asked a different question. What if safety didn't depend on waiting? In 1966, she envisioned a system that would let residents see who was at their door, speak with them, and unlock the door remotely. Working with her husband, Albert L. Brown, an electronics technician, she brought that vision to life. The system used a motorized camera with peepholes, a television monitor, two-way microphones, and a remote door lock. Today, we call that a smart home. At the time, it was revolutionary. Marie and Albert filed for a patent in 1966. It was granted on December 2nd, 1969. The New York Times covered the invention, quoting Marie directly. She said the system would allow a woman alone to trigger an alarm immediately or help prevent break-ins at medical offices. That wasn't speculation. That was foresight grounded in lived experience. Manufacturers weren't ready. The technology was expensive and the world moved on. But the future didn't forget. Every video doorbell, every smart lock, every home security camera traces its lineage back to her design. This is Lucid Futurism, because safety isn't just protection, it's awareness. It's systems built for real people, by real people. Marie Van Brittan Brown didn't just imagine security, she redefined who it was for. Jan Ernst Matzeliger was born on September 15, 1852, in Paramaribo, in what is now Suriname. He was the son of a Dutch engineer and a woman of African descent who had been enslaved. From a young age, he showed a rare understanding of machines. At 10 years old, he was already working in machine shops. At 19, he left home and went to sea, working as a mechanic on merchant ships, traveling the world, learning how systems move. In the 1870s, he arrived in the United States. He spoke Dutch, not English. He was black, he was poor, and he was determined. By 1877, Matzeliger found work in Lynn, Massachusetts, the center of shoe manufacturing in America. There, he saw a problem no one else could solve. Shoes were still made mostly by hand. The hardest step was called lasting, shaping the leather upper over a mold and attaching it to the sole. Skilled workers could make about 50 pairs a day. They believed no machine could ever replace their hands. Matzeliger believed otherwise. After 10-hour workdays, he studied English, physics, and mechanics at night. He observed every movement of the hand lasters. Then he tried to imitate those movements with machines. With almost no money, he built prototypes from scrap wood, wire, and cigar boxes. He skipped meals to buy parts. He endured ridicule from people who said it was impossible. And then he proved them wrong. In 1883, Jan Ernst Matzeliger received a U.S. patent for the automatic shoe lasting machine. What once took skilled labor all day can now be done hundreds of times faster. His machine produced up to 700 pairs of shoes a day. The impact was immediate. Shoe prices dropped by nearly half. Quality shoes became affordable to everyday people. An entire industry was transformed. Matzeliger never lived to see the full reach of his invention. He died of tuberculosis in 1889, just 36 years old. But his legacy endures. Every affordable pair of shoes, every mass production system built on efficiency and access traces its logic back to him. This is Lucid Futurism, because the future is not just imagined, it is engineered, often quietly, often by people history tried to overlook. Jan Ernst Matzeliger didn't just change how shoes were made, he changed who could afford to walk forward.